Maybe.
All right, so we need to catch you guys up. We just drove back from Mexico. The car's empty. Hillary's sitting in here in the hot springs, and we're gonna catch you up on things here. Hold on. This is 20 miles outside of Goldfield, Nevada, right?
Which is the middle of nowhere, Nevada. There's a gold field there.
And there's also apparently the lithium mine, the United States' largest lithium mine, or only lithium mine, I believe, that they're mining out here.
Yep.
But enough of that. What are we doing here? We are almost done driving back from Mexico. So let's back it up and let's start at the beginning. We left Nicaragua. Having put an offer in on a boat. We decided we want a larger boat with more space and better engine access, more room for our cold weather gear as we headed south.
So we did an about face actually right on the Costa Rican border, turned around, sailed 5 days back to Mexico because that was a safe and cheap place to leave Varuna while we went and supposedly we're going to get this new boat.
I flew out, you stayed on the boat.
Yep, and we kind of checked out this boat that we thought we were going to get. We ended up buying the car here because we were planning on 6 months to a year's worth of work on this boat, and a car would have been really helpful to get that done quicker.
We bought the car in the US because we knew we wanted to sell it in the US in the end. Technically, it's not legal to sell anything in Mexico unless you're a Mexican resident. We just thought the hassle and everything would be easier. We had family we could leave it with in the US, so if it didn't sell right away, we could go ahead and do all that jazz. That's why we bought it in the States. So I drove down, picked up Hillary. We
went on a boat search. That boat we were looking at in the pause didn't work out, but we went on a giant search, which you guys have probably been along for, all throughout Mexico, all over Southern California.
We had a huge list of boats. We were checking out boats. We looked at boats all up the west coast of the US, most of the Mexican west coast, Pacific coast. And then somehow we ended up with this crazy idea to go look at a boat
in Hawaii.
Before that, we had already driven again all the way down to Varuna on the Guatemalan border, picked up a lot of stuff, whatever we could fit in the car, drove it back to Nevada.
Because we were pretty dead set that we were going to get a boat on the west coast, and we wanted our stuff here so we could have it on the boat to sail it back down to Mexico.
So we left our stuff here, we flew to Hawaii. We bought a boat in 5 days, and it was in Hillary's name 5 days later.
You came back to bring all that stuff from the mainland to Hawaii. And as you may know, we're not in Hawaii on the boat anymore.
And we found out that maybe we made a mistake. Maybe it wasn't the right boat for us at the right time. Definitely wasn't the right time. So we sailed it to Oahu, which is where Honolulu is, Waikiki Beach area. And we are taking a breather while we decide our next route. It's not the right time.
Yeah, we didn't feel comfortable crossing the Pacific back to the mainland in that boat at this time.
We will reconsider what to do come April. April is when we'll be thinking about bringing the boat back, if we still have the boat. But we've always loved Varuna. I know so many of you out there have told us that we should stay with Varuna, and we'll love Varuna.
She is a great boat, that's for sure.
So we're going to see what we can do with Varuna. We drove all our stuff back to Guatemala about 3 days ago. Long drive, 4,500 miles. Now we're on the second leg of that, coming back with an empty car.
To drop the car off so we can sell the car here and then go fly back to Varuna and continue on sailing for now.
So you'll see us in Varuna again pretty darn soon. Now, you've already seen a little bit, but we'll be back sailing.
Yeah, I know you guys are probably really anxious for us to get back to the actual sailing.
I hope so, because we're bloody anxious.
We'll be doing that soon.
Yeah, we're anxious to get back sailing.
Yeah.
I want to give a real huge thanks, though, to everyone out there that follows us and supports us, whether it's through your comments, through helping us out with any kind of money along the way, a meal, a beer, you know, whatever it is. Our patrons, Rick and Pam, have offered up their home. They've offered up their boat to us. They've offered up any kind of assistance they can give us. Dan, one of our patrons, was going to be an awesome crew member, and we hope to have him on board again still someday.
Yeah.
Everyone else out there.
Friends and family that have really helped us out a lot. So thanks to all of you guys for sticking with us.
It's not possible without you, and this is why we make the videos. We hope you get something out of it. We hope you enjoy watching us, and we hope you enjoy learning from our mistakes.
Learn from our mistakes if you can.
For right now, though, this is a pretty nice place on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere.
Really nice place to relax after lots of time in the car. Stretch out and decompress a little bit.
If you've never done like a natural hot springs before, you should check it out. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
That's enough from us. Back to Varuna, or wherever this picks up.
As you may have seen, we started out our drive back to Mexico a few weeks ago by stopping at these hot springs out in the Nevada desert. We're a big fan of hot springs, especially ones that are left mostly natural and undeveloped, which is quite rare to find. Here in Nevada, hardly off our route home, Alkali offered a pretty amazing opportunity to soak and enjoy the gorgeous surroundings. Since we had been so pleasantly surprised by Alkali Hot Springs, we decided to take another small detour not far down the road and visit another natural hot spring. Here at Fish Lake, we found more incredible nature views soaking in the springs and then cooled off in the pond with the local ducks. Refreshed and back on the road, we continued north. While the last few months have been a bit of a roller coaster with ups, downs, and a fair amount of stress and deliberation, they certainly hadn't gone to plan. And while the results of our decisions are still playing out, we were looking forward to moving ahead. Although all of the driving had taken a toll on us, we did appreciate the opportunity to take in so much beautiful and varied countryside, both in Mexico and the US.
National Forest Development Road 30.
Making our way into northern latitudes, the scenery began to change as we closed in on our destination and spent our last few hours on the road.
Anyone know what town this is behind us?
Where is it? Where are we?
We're back where it all began. This is Portland, Oregon, in the US, and we're flying back to Mexico to Varuna this evening.
Yep, we got the best tickets out of here, best deal, and best connections for flights. We didn't have to take 4 flights or something crazy like that. So we'll fly out tonight, and tomorrow we'll be back on Varuna, back on the boat.
We have a car here. We're going to get rid of that. How are we doing that? We're going to...
My parents are coming down to meet us here, take the car back, and sell it for us, which is really awesome.
It's always good to have family, just like most of you blokes out there, hey?
We are back in Hayden Bay, right down here. It's where we bought Varuna, lived on it for a couple months while we got it ready before we sailed away. That empty slip right there, that's where Varuna was, where we sailed out of 2.5 years ago. Still empty, still the same 2 boats next to the empty slip.
Well, today we're meeting up with Hillary's parents, and they're going to take care of the car that we ended up buying, and hopefully that'll sell relatively quickly. We both have a flight tonight, because we're going to go to where?
We are headed to Mexico City and then back to Tapachula, which is in Chiapas, where Varuna is. We can get back on the boat, back to sailing.
Excited to get back sailing again, guys. It's quite cool out here today.
Chilly, northwest, fall weather.
This is the St. John's Bridge here in Portland. It's a huge bridge. Beautiful.
Huge, beautiful bridge, yeah.
And we've only got a few hours left till we fly back to Varuna. Late tonight.
Night. Heading back to Mexico from Portland, it felt a bit like a reset. Having left from Portland nearly 2.5 years ago, and now leaving to set out again, we were ready and excited to get a fresh start. The home stretch, the last leg before we get back to Varuna, Mexico City to Tapachula, after we missed our connecting flight this morning and spent 8 hours in Mexico City Airport. Fun times. Even though we did our best to kind of prep everything before we left the boat, one thing we didn't do a good job prepping for is mold. And it's crazy how quick it grows. We did a bit of wiping down when we were here a week ago. The boat was left for about 3 months, I think. And there was lots of mold on the ceilings and cupboards just from being closed up with no airflow. So using a mixture of water and vinegar and just wiping down all the walls, all the ceilings, all the cupboards. Ooh, my hands are all pretty. We spent nearly our entire first day back on board cleaning and wiping down every surface before we got to organizing and trying to make a bit of space on board. Because only a few days after we arrived, we had a new crew member coming to join us for the sail south to Central America.
So we're going to go walk into town and get some groceries. This over here is not a random person, kind of random. But this is Emily.
She's going to be with us for a little while.
We'll talk more about that later. Hola, buenos días. Marina
Chiapas is located a fair ways out of town, requiring either a taxi or colectivo ride to get either to the small local Puerto Madero, where we went to get some breakfast, before hopping on a colectivo or combi van to get into Tapachula for a big grocery shop. In Mexico, Walmarts are one of the main supermarket chains, featuring a nice, large grocery and produce department with a large selection of fresh food.
Well, the fresh stuff we just kind of know how long it'll last. Right. So the dry goods can't last indefinitely. So like potatoes, eggs, we can make last about a month.
Right, grocery shopping done.
We had ice cream.
We enjoyed our time in the air conditioning now. Back to the boat.
So the plan is to head out of here on probably Monday. We think tomorrow is going to be a holiday and everything will be closed up. We need to go do our checkout procedures. And we're going to get from here to El Salvador. We don't even know how long that'll be. Like 3 days, 4 days yet?
Probably like 3 days.
3 days.
That's all for this time. Thanks so much for joining us on our crazy adventures wherever they may take us. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe as we get back to sailing. Until next time, adios.
Bacon.
Bacon.
So yeah, give me all the cold. GoPro, turn off. GoPro, turn off. GoPro, turn off. GoPro, stop recording.